like the Chinese Consulate has tried to censor Ezra Levant's book one more time, this time through vandalism of our promotional billboard. Friends, I have some terrible news to tell you about. Our ChinaVirusBook.com billboard along the side of Highway 2 here in Alberta was recently vandalized. Frankly, it's a pretty audacious thing to vandalize this billboard, considering it sits alongside Alberta's busiest highway, and it receives 1.3 million impressions monthly. It's the kind of thing that you would have to do in the dead of night. There's a barbed wire fence you have to climb. Then you have to trespass to be on the private property of the farmer who owns the field where the billboard sits. And all of this is before you take out your spray paint and vandalize thousands of dollars worth of private property belonging to us here at Rebel News. It's almost the kind of thing you would have to be either completely crazy or well paid by the Chinese Consulate, possibly out of Calgary, to do. And I think it's probably the latter and not the former. And here's why I think that way. In the days leading up to our China Virus book launch event hosted just outside of Edmonton in Sherwood Park, Alberta, it seems as though the Chinese Consulate in Calgary launched a full frontal offensive on the private citizen restaurateur who took our booking for the event. At first, it was harassing phone calls, all from a Calgary area code, most of them with Chinese accents. Then it was an attempted bribe to the restaurateur, $3,000 to cancel our event. And then it was a letter sent via email saying that the police had been called and that the health inspector had also been called to come shut down the restaurant. And then lastly, a pathetic little pro-communist China protest happened in front of the largely Chinese restaurant who dared to host us. Now, that restaurant, Buffet Royale, never buckled, not even once, because they aren't in the business of politics. They're in the business of feeding people and employing people. And they weren't going to be stopped from taking our booking, despite serious threats coming at them with the likely support of the Chinese government. You see, the communists didn't stop our book event, and they're not going to stop us from advertising Ezra's book that tells the truth about Justin Trudeau's pro-communist agenda along the side of Highway 2. This isn't communist China, and we don't censor books in this country. We believe in free expression and respecting private property. We believe that for the Chinese people, and we believe that along the side of Highway 2 here in Alberta. So today, we placed that damaged billboard in the garbage, and we replaced it with a beautiful, fresh new one. Because we're not going to be stopped by these communist bullies. But that damage to our billboard, it costs about $1,500. And it costs us money monthly to maintain this billboard. Thousands of dollars. But we think it's important to be undeterred, unintimidated, and to boldly spread the word about Justin Trudeau's pro-communist ideology and how it is putting Canadians in danger. So if you'd like to help us fight back against this Chinese-style censorship right here in the Alberta heartland, one of the freest places in this country, you can donate on the website featured on the new replaced billboard, ChinaVirusBook.com. I know that they are probably going to keep damaging our billboard, and we'll have to keep putting up a new one. And we must do that, but we can't do that without the support of people like you at home. And I'd sure hate for the communists to win this one. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. Pro-communist China motivated vandalism has struck our China Virus book billboard south of Edmonton. To help us pay for the cost to repair and replace the billboard and send these pro-Chinese communist vandals a message that we don't bow down to censorship here in Canada, please go to ChinaVirusBook.com.